Alright, we're going to discuss something that I've pretty much made up because I've never seen it discussed before. It's a phenomenon I like to call height dominance. Now, if this exists and it's sold something else, please tell me about it. But it's basically an argumentative point to ear-level tweeters. Here are some pokes on some 31-inch stands, and if you sit on the couch, the tweeters are ear level, and that's fine. Now, being a home theater guy, I know better. You do not want to live by that. If you're listening to music, just music, and there's no TV or giant projection screen coming down from the ceiling, fine, ear level's fine. But I still think a higher tweeter than ear level, certainly at a distance like this, we're looking about 10, 11 feet, is beneficial. And I want to know everyone's thoughts on this. And I'm going to post this video on many forums and on Reddit, AVS forums. Now, here are a set of JBL Studio 530s on my very tall stands. My stands sit roughly 44.5 inches from the floor, and then you tack on whatever height of speaker you put on there. And you get, well, you don't get ear level, let's put it that way. 57 inches on these. Now, there are tilted down. You notice I've given them a bit of a tilt because, frankly, I think, yeah, okay, they shouldn't be up that high. These are exceptionally tall speakers I'm testing. And on the couch, when I sit down, they certainly are up. But here's the thing. I tried them on the lower stands. I've tried every speaker on there and then there and for years. And I always like a higher speaker. And I think it has something to do, and this is going to get real weird now, with our inherent fear as human beings of giant animals. Psychologists, please chime in now. Hear me out, though. You're not afraid of very short things. I mean, a wolf, yes, okay, you'll be afraid of a wolf or a fox. But a bear, when a bear attacks you and stands up, you're scared to death. Scared to death. So I think just the fact that it's the worst thing you could do for a speaker. If you want to really not like a set of speakers, just put them on the floor and play them. Any self-respecting music person, forget me, just person in general, that can put speakers on the floor and then listen to them and be like, yeah, that sounds great. Kill yourself. Okay, so maybe that's a little harsh, but all right, let's put them up. So now we're at ear level. Now if I sit in my chair here and sit down, then those 31-inch stands and those pokes are not at ear level. You're looking at least 6 inches below ear level. They sound terrible. When I put them up on my big stands with a tweeter, I'd have to work it out in degrees, but I'm sure there's like something like the 3 to 7 degree range that a slight elevation just makes everything sound better. And it's probably entirely mental. But that's the point of this argument. That's why I'm having this video. Because I want you, whoever you are watching this, if you're bored one day and you have your stuff all set up and you care, if you care about music and you'll try anything some crazy person on the internet tells you, so I'm asking you to try this. Take your speakers off the stands, whatever they're on, put something underneath them and raise them up 6 inches and see if they sound better. Because everyone always says, oh, you know, the louder speaker will sound better. Obviously, if you're doing an AB, you do louder speaker sounds better. But I think if I had a big blackout curtain here and I had the exact, forget about the exact, if I had a speaker that you did AB testing with, blind AB testing for anyone on the internet, anyone in the world, and the speaker just went up 6 inches and played again, the exact same speaker, I think people would say the taller speaker sounded better. Discuss in comments. I don't know what else to say. Because, again, as a home theater guy, ear level doesn't apply to me for movies and TV. It's that determines where the speakers go. Because when you put on a movie, people's mouths are 5/8. I don't remember where I found this exact thing. I think it was a THX site where they discussed, not halfway, but 5/8 up the screen height here is where the mouths on screen are usually. It's the average height of a mouth on screen. And if you're doing just stereo listening to a television show, and you're doing, you know, stereo imaging to get you that center image, you want the tweeters right where people's mouths are, so it sounds like it's coming from that. And when I see people's home theaters and their speakers are all there and their TVs are, you know, higher than this, that's wrong. You need to put your speakers, if you have a video device associated with a sound system, your speakers need to be in correspondence with the video device, right? Now, TVs are one thing, projection screens are another. I've seen people with giant projection screens sitting up on walls, and then I've seen in-wall speakers on the floor below the screen. Why? What the hell? And why again? And if you're a music person and this doesn't apply to you, if you have just a dedicated listening room and all you have in front of you is some art or a lamp, try it anyway. But if you have something like this, that almost hit the subwoofer. If you have something like this, you have to figure out where this line is, this 5/8 line, and get your tweeters in line with it. Granted, these are slightly taller speakers than I'm used to, but yeah, this is pretty close right there. Now, I am using a center channel, and the center channel is obviously too low, although I have been known to prop it up behind the screen when I'm watching something. But I could watch a stereo program on this screen, and with those speakers, no matter where I'm sitting, if it's all the way down here or on my slightly taller chair, that is perfect. And I want everyone online that's watching this to try that. Height of, if I put on those, you can still see the polka over there. If I put that on, vocals are going to come from down there, about a foot up. Everyone's belly buttons will start talking. If I put it up there, everyone's mouth starts talking. And with music, with straight music, no screen involved, no TV involved, try just slightly higher than you used to. Whatever you're most comfortable, if you're sitting in this chair and you've measured your ear level and you've put, you know, speakers there, screw that. Just get something and put them up 5 inches, 6 inches, a foot. Play with it. It's free. I'm giving you free advice to try something free. As long as you don't drop your speakers and break them, that's not my fault. But take another set of speakers, stick them under your speakers, and make your speakers taller. And tell me if music doesn't sound better. Just in general. Just wow, you know, someone singing sounds fuller. It's a complete mental thing. It's completely mental. Unless you're affecting the room acoustics by moving the speaker up 6 inches, which I highly doubt. Bring it up. Play with the toe in, toe out. These I found if I towed them straight at me didn't sound as good as if I towed them out. And then play with tilt. These are all free things that you could do for free to try to improve things. Don't buy $2,000 wires. Don't buy power conditioners you don't need. Physical placement of the speakers matters more than the speakers. How's that? Or at least as much. I'm not saying if you buy a piece of crap, it's going to sound just better if you bring it up. Everything should sound better if you bring it up. But I think having good speakers already and bringing it up will just, I don't know. It's these are my ramblings and my thoughts and my cat. What? This is trying to be a serious video. Can't be serious with you in it, baby doll. The fly. Alright, give that a shot. Please, everyone. Please. I don't want to be the crazy person who just spouts off about height dominance. The dominating, I mean, at some point it's just stupid if they're up in the ceiling. It's just going to be retarded. Don't bother. But just take them up a little bit past where you're comfortable. Past where you've been told to put them. And see what it sounds like. Get that line. Get that line going. Because, again, does not have to be home theater related. Does not have to be video related. You go to an audio show and the speakers are on the floor, $25,000 speakers. They don't sound as good as speakers that are just taller. You take those same Gallo reference speakers that are this high, and I've listened to those Gallo reference. You bring out a goddamn kitchen chair, you sit up some kitchen chairs, and you raise those speakers up, and they sound better. Just, they're just more. And I can't go into any other details or scientific findings, so I don't have any. But I'm putting this video out there just to argue to myself, and hopefully someone will try it. I just need one person out there, one of you, to just say, hey, you know what? You're absolutely right, and more should be looked into on this phenomenon. And I'll be happy. Because I can't stand going to someone's place and they just have the speakers all ear level, and the TV's either up high or they're just listening. I'm like, you know, these would sound better if they were up like 8 inches. And no one believes me. No one believes me. And no one's tried. So please, try. Just try.